Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of NewTek Tuesday Tutorials. I am your host Richard Evans, and today I want to show you how to create a double box effect using your TriCaster. A double box effect is an effect that you'd normally see on, like, say, an interview show, news or sports broadcast that involves taking two different shots and layering them next to each other. So let's dive in and let me show you a few ways of how to accomplish this. Alright, so here we are in the TriCaster TC1 interface. And a double box effect essentially is just having one box with one of our inputs and then another box with another input scaled down, positioned around, basically just moved around screen a little bit. So let me show you how to do that by using our mix effects. And I'm going to open up mix effect number 2, which is currently punched up on my preview row directly beneath my video here. So the first way that I want to show you how to do that is by using one of our virtual sets. So if I open up this menu here, on our virtual set media browser, under the default folder, here's this two-layer set that I want to use. So now essentially what it is I have one layer on top and then one layer on bottom, and now we can position them around screen as we need to. So I'm going to use my input number 4 as my weather report for my background, and then I'm going to use my host on input number 2 as my foreground. So we'll go ahead and punch her up on the A layer. Now, her shot is currently set up to where it's full screen, so we need to position her a little bit down and around screen. So we can do that by opening the positioning tool next to the letter A here. Turn on our positioning tool, and then we can use the zoom tool to scale her down, and then the positioning tool, put her in a corner. And that is the most simple double box effect that I can think of here. So what's nice about this is once this is set up, you can then go through and choose a completely different host if you want. Let's go to host number 2. Let's go to host number 3 and host number 4. I could even be hosting this own weather show from here in my virtual set. Now, there's a couple other ways to achieve this look, so let me go ahead and just reset this real quick. We have some other virtual sets to choose from that I've made previously, and that one is going to be called Helix. Now this particular set is pretty cool because it's doing the exact same thing I just accomplished, but it has this layered with some borders and then also a graphic in the background as well. So again, I can go through here and switch our hosts back and forth. Yeah. So now there's another way to accomplish this, and that's using the upstream keyers of our mix effects. So let me go ahead and just reset my mix effect all together here. And now I'm going to have my background input number 4 be this top layer. So now let's go over to our upstream keyers on the right, and let's start to bring in some different sources here. So let's say input number 2 for my upstream keyer number 1, and upstream keyer number 2 will be input 3. So let's go ahead and bring on our first talent. All right, and let's position her on screen here a little bit better. All right, now let's go a little fancy here. I'm going to add a border to her shot. So just selecting between some of the borders that we have on the TriCaster by default. I'll use this blue one here. All right. And now, using our positioning tool, let's go ahead and scale her down. We'll do that, just do it manually here. We'll do 40%. All right. And then also, I want to crop the edges of her screen so she's going to be in a square. So we'll do 25 on the left and 25 on the right. And now let's go ahead and position her in the corner. So a different look, but still a double box effect. All right. And now let's go ahead and bring on our upstream keyer number 2. And let's do the same thing. We'll reset her shot here. Add a border. Here. Right. Turn on a positioner. And again, we'll scale her down 40%. And go through and crop the left and right 25%. And then let's go ahead and throw her in the other corner. All right. Now, it's still a double box effect look. Now what I want to do is something a little bit fancier. In a previous Tuesday tutorial, as I've shown you how to use our comps to then cycle between these different shots. So let's go ahead and take advantage of that. So comp number 1, let's open that up, and we'll take a preset of this shot here. Okay. And now let's go back, and what I want to do is now have my input number 1, or my speaker number 1, show up full screen. So we'll go ahead and go in here, and we'll basically just reset the positioning of her shot, and we'll fade our upstream keyer number 2 away. And now let's take a comp of that. Boom. All right, now let's go back to our first comp, and let's do the opposite. So now let's go ahead and we'll fade her shot off screen and reset her positioning to where now she's full screen and take a comp of her shot. Now I can cycle between these shots. So I can go back to here and then bring her full screen. So now we have some cool dynamic movement between shots instead of just doing different cuts between them. So as you can see, there are multiple ways to achieve this effect, and it's really up to you to choose which one you want to use. Now, if you like this tutorial video but want a little bit more, make sure you go to newtek.com/demo to sign up for a personalized demonstration by yours truly, and I'll show you more of the ins and outs of the TriCaster systems. Also, be sure to follow us and tag us in your posts on Instagram at NewTek Inc. And for more videos like this one, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page at youtube.com/NewTek Inc. Until then, thank you for watching, and be sure to tune in next time for another edition of NewTek Tuesday Tutorials.